Boy, Houdini's in the house. Layer number 3, and nobody's home to watch that house. Touchdown, Hogs! Holy Hogs!
Adams is open at the 33. Adams down the sidelines after breaking the tackle. Nobody's going to catch Joe Adams. Touchdown, Arkansas.
It's the double reverse. Adams looking to throw to Dick. Touchdown!
They run it here. And it's Joe Adams with a hurdle. Great speed. Adams down the sideline. He's gone. 92 yards for a touchdown.
Hey, via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, we welcome in Joe Adams, the Jet, known to a lot of Arkansas fans, newest assistant at Springdale Har-Ber High School. And Joe, before we talk Arkansas stuff and we talk about the Wildcats, I know a lot of people saw you for the first time in Fayetteville, but I remember watching you on Mustang Mountain. I remember what you did to Little Rock Christian Academy, my alma mater. What do you remember about those days? High school ball, CAC Mustangs, you and DJ. The fact that you guys were on the same team was absurd. What do you remember about your high school days, man?
I mean, I think we had a good team. We made it into the playoffs twice. I remember us running up against Darius and Warren. I remember playing Sean Scroggins down in Nashville. Like you said, I played Michael Dow when he was at Little Rock Christian. So we had some good guys back in those days.
Did you know Jarius and Greg and Chris just from high school days? Obviously, you mentioned going up again. Did y'all have conversations after, or was it just were y'all not really friends until you got to Fayetteville?
Oh, no, we were friends before that. Like, we knew we were going to end up playing each other. Well, I didn't really meet them until I transferred from Parkview to CAC, and I got in that conference, and then that's when I played those guys. And I didn't meet Jarius and them until the playoffs and Warren. And, I mean, after that, they told me they was going to commit to Arkansas. And, I mean, I was just looking at around the state. Most of the guys that were top guys were committing to Arkansas. So, I mean, when that time came around, I mean, I figured not just me alone, we all figured that we'd have a good class together if we stayed here.
Joe, we wanted to talk with you today because you got a new gig. You're part of the kind of the new transformation of football at Springdale Har-Ber High School. Tell us how all of this came about.
Well, my wife, the whole family from this area, and they graduated from Springdale Har-Ber, and it kind of came about some years ago. Actually, they were in the talks of, I mean, I was in the talks of wanting to come up here, but it just didn't transpire at that time, and I mean, it just happened now. They had a wide receiver job come open, and I actually was going to take the year off from being out of Jacksonville last year. And, I mean, I came up here and visited, and, I mean, the rest is just history.
New head coach there, one of the toughest football conferences, if not the toughest in the state. What are you most excited about in this new role?
Just to get to work with a lot of good young men that don't know a lot of the techniques and things that can get them open or can help them win on different plays, or just how to fight adversity throughout the day, and, you know, how to train right and how to carry themselves and just stuff like that.
Tommy, there's not a lot of better examples to be a wide receiver coach than Joe. Right? I mean, being coached by Coach Adam, that's a dream, isn't it, Tommy?
Got to be for most people. Now, the other role you have is you teach financial literacy. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you got into that and what it, because I think this is so awesome, because how many kids in my era and Ty's era, you know, graduate with no sense of how to budget money and how to deal with money. You know, how to put together a household budget. Tell me about that, because I think that is really interesting, how you got into teaching financial literacy.
This actually is going to be my first year doing it. I've been PE based. I mean, that's what I got my degree in. So I've actually been a PE coach the last couple of years. I've been teaching and coaching. So this will actually be a new thing for me. And, I mean, I'm looking forward to showing the kids, of course. Like you said, we didn't really have classes like this in high school to kind of help budget. Of course, they'll do little seminars and stuff in college and then in the NFL, but it's like, you know, once a month, maybe once every 2 months. So it's not like you get it to be in there throughout the week.
Yeah, I just can't imagine how helpful that would be. Have had to have that. It's something you left school with. So good for you. You guys got a big opening game. I believe it's Broken Arrow High School. Y'all play right out of the gate. One of the powerhouses out of the Tulsa area.
Like you say, this is a 7A, so it's a new thing for me just to come in here. I know it's a lot of good teams that we'll be playing, and hopefully we're trying to be one of those top teams. So at this point right now, we just can't worry about who we playing or what everybody else doing. We got to take care of our internal stuff and make sure we're ready when the time comes around.
Joe Adams with us, former wide receiver at the University of Arkansas, new wide receivers coach at Springdale Har-Ber. Joe, you've seen Central Arkansas for a number of years as the dominant part of high school football, but Tommy just expanded on NWA, really the growth there in football. As you've watched, obviously, as a player from Central Arkansas and then now seeing it firsthand as a coach, what have you seen from the evolution of Northwest Arkansas high school football?
I feel like it kind of started back when I graduated in 08, and this area up here was kind of more like a spread ball type of game, and it was kind of, football was kind of getting into that. And now that everybody around in this area kind of runs the same stuff as far as like offenses and defenses, I think it's big. Really the whole state is kind of picking up on it now. So, you was kind of like the the Wildcat when Darren then was running it. It was new, but now you see it everywhere now. So it's kind of like everybody's picking up on it. So now we just, got to stay ahead of the curve and make sure the guys can be ready to defend it or be able to run it.
Joe, one of the cool things I think about your class is you, obviously Ryan before his passing, Jarius, Chris. There's a lot of guys that you played with that are coaching still in high school. What is that like to have so many teammates that are in the high school ranks with you?
It feels good. I think if I'm not mistaken, I was volunteering when other guys still were playing. So when they were transitioning, I was kind of helping, I wouldn't say everybody, but, just getting them around the kids, because I just wanted to get back around the kids first before I actually took it on full time. It keeps you around the game, keeps you helping our kids, developing them, keeps you moving around, being youthful. I think it kind of helps both.
Joe Adams with us here on the Morning Rush on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Have you had time to spend any time on campus? And the fact that Bobby Petrino's the offensive coordinator, have you been around your old head coach much since he's returned to Fayetteville?
Yeah, I've seen him quite a few times. We actually just had a 7-on-7 in the early part of July. I went over there, saw and talked to him for a little bit. It was just good to see him. I got to see Casey. Of course, we played against Casey, and he's at Fayetteville. So it's just good to see old teammates, and especially the old coach. I always love to get back and see him talk about some of the old stuff that we did and what we won on, and, of course, what we didn't win on. So it's always good.
What are your thoughts on the state of today's game? Transfer portal, NIL, now revenue sharing coming in. I can't help but you got a thought or two on kind of the state of today's game.
As far as transfer portal, I think it makes the kids kind of take the easy way out instead of just fighting against adversity. Sometimes I can understand if the situation is just not working at all, then maybe leave. But if it's just because there's 2 or 3 guys in front of you that you think they're better, and you're looking at it like that, I think you should wait it out, fight against those guys and make it better in the long run. NIL, I think that's a good thing because, a lot of the kids that are playing, no matter what the background is, a lot of them don't have the money. And, that's one of the things you want to do is help yourself and help your family. So I think that's a good thing for college really.
Joe Adams with us here on the Morning Rush via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Joe, he mentioned your old head coach, Bobby Petrino, who you said you've gotten a little contact with. And I know that I was talking about CAC Mustang Danes earlier. A lot of people forget you originally were going elsewhere. And then you mentioned, obviously, Jarris and some other guys. A lot of the kids in state in this class of 2026 are committed elsewhere. Kind of, was it Coach Horton, Coach Petrino? What pushed you over the edge to come to Fayetteville?
I can say that Coach Horton was a key in recruiting all of us. Like, he was the best recruiter Arkansas has ever had. And maybe they need to get him back if they want to keep him the guy in the state. Or maybe just get a guy that played around that time and make him a recruiting coordinator for you. And that could possibly help keep the guys in state. But for us,
So, Joe,
was the fact that
go ahead, finish
I
your
was
thought.
going to say for us, it was the fact that we played against each other and we had already kind of built relationships, and a lot of us were going to the same award ceremonies together. So it's kind of like we were building a relationship already, and a lot of us they didn't say that they were committed, but I feel like a lot of other people had, thinking of going other places too at that time. So the fact that we all kind of talked before then, and they kind of made a pact that if I stayed, that they would stay, and they were committed before me, and I just ended up signing on signing day. I was committed for USC. So I just signed on signing day, and then after that, they stayed true to their word, and we just walked out.
So you kind of alluded to something there. I wonder if you could hit on. You had a tremendous level of success here in Fayetteville, and that's putting it lightly. You're an All-American. You're a stud. What is your pitch, not just to in-state kids, but to maybe a prospect that's considered in Arkansas? How would you sell them on the Fayetteville football program?
For me, I always just had it in my heart to want to stay at home and take care of the state and put the state on the map and make sure my family and my friends are able to come visit the game. I want to put on for the state and make sure the people that supported me growing up get to witness a little bit of that before, eventually get another chance to go take it to another level. But I always wanted to put Arkansas on the map and get to play in the SEC against the top crop in America every Saturday. There's no let off. You get coached by some of the best coaches, and you're the only team in the state, so you don't have to fight against no NFL team. Everybody in the state, no matter what college it is, supports Arkansas, just like Arkansas supports the other colleges. So, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah. To say you were coached hard as a collegiate player at Arkansas, would that be accurate or maybe an understatement?
No, that would be very accurate.
Yeah, and where I'm going with that is, Bobby Petrino had his style of how he dealt with players. What have you learned from those days as a college player? How have you melded all that together in your coaching style? What is Joe Adams' coaching style that he'll take to Har-Ber High School?
I coach him just like Coach P coached him. Minus some of the words and all that, but I still come with the same aggression because I feel like it starts with the coaches. If you come out there every day and show the same effort every day, the kids will pick up on it. It might take some time, but they'll pick up on it. So you show them how you want it, how it should be. I learned it from Coach.
How do you balance that with showing love and support along with coaching hard? Because that's the key to the balance. Kids will run through a wall for you if they know you care about them.
Well, yeah, now, this era now is kind of like you can't really be so hard on the kids because some kids shut down. So, for me, I always show love before I get on to you anyway. So the kids know that I love them anyway. And I'm still kind of young and youthful, so I joke with them and all that. So before we even get to the adversity and the hard stuff, they already know that I got their back.
Can you cook any of those high school DBs on a go? Does Joe still have a little bit of it?
What's today's 40 time?
It's probably still around 4.4. So I'm not going to lie to you about that. I still work out. I still practice with them. I run scout teams. I've been doing that for every school that I coach at. I run the scout team quarterback. I get out there and I do DB drills with them. I do receiver drills with them. I still train kids right now. I got to go train a kid after we get off. So I'm always moving.
Well, it was funny. I saw you probably saw this as well, Joe. The Tyrann Mathieu Honey Badger, after 12 years in the National Football League, he retires. I know LSU have their memories, and I know we have ours. 2010, 4th and 3. Now, he wasn't number 7 just yet, but what do you remember about one of the best plays in Razorback history?
I just remember it was 4th down, and it was a timeout call, and Coach T brought us all over here, and we had ran that play, like, in practice throughout the year a lot. And he was like, we're going to run it somewhere down the line. We just actually forgot about it. I never thought he was going to run it. And he called it up, and it was a man-to-man beater, which, I mean, he always made an emphasis that we should be able to be man-to-man anyway. So I really wasn't looking at it that it was Tyrone. It just happened to be him, which was, like you said, was one of the best DBs in college football history. So I was just trying to make sure I won my route. And he just happened to be on the other side of it, which, I mean, he ended up being a great player. So I'm glad I won.
Yeah, Joe's putting it lightly, Tommy. He cooked him. He made him look like a JV player. That was. Yeah.
That was not my emphasis was go out there and beat him bad on the play. But like I say, you got to give respect when respect is due.
And Joe,
he ended up being good.
The other thing about that LSU game, so people remember that play because we won that day, and you guys beat them, went to the Sugar Bowl, whole thing. But year before, I remember 2009. Y'all got hosed in that game. There was a 4th and 1. There was a couple other things. You got your head taken off by Chad Jones, and then then you catch that 4th down play. What do you remember the year before?
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was actually a post, and Mallet, if you go back and watch it, and Mallet would have threw the post on the side that I was on that hash, I would have split the safeties and scored. But he threw it on the opposite hash, which Chad was coming off of a go route and coming back. He peeled back and hit me. So, I mean, I was kind of mad about that. The fact that it was a head-to-head. Like, well, now, you get kicked out of the game. So I was actually so mad that I didn't want to leave the field, and I stayed in the next play, and I scored a touchdown. And I mean, you're going to have to kill me to get me off the field. Yeah. Like, that's how much I want to make an imprint on the game. So,
yeah. Hey, real quick before we go, that's a play everyone talks about, the one that Ty just brought up. But I can't help but think about the Tennessee punt return. And I remember Coach Petrino talking about it like, yes, no, yes, in his kind of monotone description of it. Take us back to that night on that crisscross across the field electric punt return against Tennessee.
It was senior night. I mean, normally they have plays drawn up for you, which he had plays drawn up for me. It's just I was the last senior to touch the ball. And I was like, well, if this is how I'm going to touch it, I'm going to make sure I'm not fair catching. And, in practice, I do a lot of those type of reverse and carry the play out for a long time. So I actually was in very good shape from doing that stuff in practice. And I tell my kids now, practice how you going to play in the game. So I did actually practice those type of things. And, I mean, guys, everybody just witnessed something that I normally would do in practice.
And that was one of the best plays we've ever seen in a Razorback
awesome
uniform.
Yeah.
Joe, we'll leave it there. Newest wide receivers coach at Springdale Har-Ber, Arkansas Razorback through and through, and we'll give him some credit for CAC and Parkview as well. Joe Adams, kind enough to join us this morning. Joe, we appreciate the time, man.
I appreciate y'all calling me. Look forward to the next one.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline. The game starts here.